Hey everybody, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to another video of One Tool a Week. If you're new to the channel, we take a look at tools every week. So if you love tools, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. What is it that we're going to be taking a look at this week? Well, I've been running a bunch of gas lines, and with that being said, it was time for me to get a new set of tools or items. So with that being said, this week we're going to go ahead and take a look at this baby right here. Now, of course, this is going to be the Ridgid 48553 Mega Press jaws and rings, and as you can see right here, you can see it right there, the Mega Press set. So this is going to be one of their larger items, and of course it is going to be a little pricey on there, but of course it is going to make the job a lot easier. Now this is going to be the set that ranges from 1/2 to 2-inch rings. So let's go ahead and open this baby up. Now first of all, it's gonna come right here and it's gonna say Ridgid on there, and if you look on this side, you're gonna have a nice little carrying handle. It is gonna be a nice plastic molded, which is gonna protect the jaws inside, and of course you're gonna have a little tethering right here on this side right here. That way you could put a lock, but of course it's just to keep the honest person honest. So let's go ahead and open this baby up and see what we got. So if you look inside, the case is going to protect it in here. It's going to come with some instructions and of course some depths right there. That way you know how far your ring's going to go. It's always nice when you pay so much money and you get some extra stickers right there. That way you could add them on there. So that's pretty sweet. And of course the instructions and the set right there. And let me see if I could slide this over here. And if you can see right here, they go slid in right there. And of course some hazards, and then right here is the most important item. So let's go ahead and open up the first ones, which we're gonna start right here and see what we got. So of course this is going to be the 1/2 inch, and of course guys, this is their Mega Press set. If you don't know what Mega Press is, it's going to be Ridgid's going to have 3 sets on there, and that's gonna be their Pro Flow, and that's gonna be for pecs, and then they're gonna have the Mega Press, and of course they're gonna have their Pro Press system, which is meant for copper. So let's go ahead and open these up, that way we can take a look at them. So let's start with this, guys. So of course this is going to be their 1/2 inch set, their 3/4, and of course their 1 inch, and you're gonna see jaws right there that open up. Now one of the major difference that you're gonna see from the Pro Press and the Mega Press jaws is that they're going to be smooth on the inside. So if you see right here, they're gonna be a complete smooth ring right there, which on the Mega or on the Pro Press, they're gonna have a Ridgid that goes inside because you have a groove where it attaches and connects. Now also you're gonna notice on the side, it's gonna say 1/2 inch right there. They're gonna be nice and oiled up, standard Ridgid, and of course right there's gonna be the biggest difference. It's gonna say Mega Press instead of Pro Press. If you take a look at this baby right here, it's gonna say Pro Press, and of course it's gonna be the same 1/2 inch, but if you see inside, you're gonna have a groove. And if you open it up, you can see that groove inside, and that's where it's gonna catch. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Mega Press jaws right now. So let's go on to the next one. You're also gonna get a 3/4, and if you're wondering what you're gonna use it for, I myself am using it to run natural gas here in Texas, which of course I like to use black iron. That way it stays stronger longer, and of course black iron is gonna last a little bit longer. You could also use CSST, but that's gonna be internal, and of course you can use a poly, which is gonna go underground only in Texas rules here. And again guys, you're gonna see that over here it's all gonna be a smooth jaws, and that's gonna indicate that it's gonna be meant for the Mega Press system. So there's that one right there, and of course you're gonna get a 1 inch right there. They do sell the 1/2 by 1 inch if that's all you're going to be doing, and that one's gonna run you a lot less. I'll leave the links below. This set right here is gonna cost a good amount of money, but keep it in mind, the cost that you're saving on time is going to be major. So after that guys, you're gonna see that they're gonna turn into rings. So this is probably the only downfall that I see with the Mega Press once you get into the 1.25 inch and above. Now the reason I say that is because you can see that the thickness on it is going to be much more in case you have to make it. This is going to be much more thicker than what you have right here. So if you're up against a wall or something and you're running unistrut or something like that, you're going to be more up against the wall and you're going to have a hard time trying to fit these jaws on there. Now keep in mind, these are the 1.25 inch, and we'll pull out the tool that you need that we can set them on there. So let's go ahead and keep it going. So of course we had the 1.25 inch. Next up, you're going to have this one right here, which is going to be the 1.5 inch. It's like that right there. And of course, again, it's gonna say Mega Press right there, and you're gonna have the 1.5 inch and Ridgid on there. So let's go ahead and keep it going. And this is going to be the 2-inch right here. So again, it's gonna say 2-inch right there, Mega Press, Ridgid, and of course you open them up and the rings are gonna be. So how does this work? Well, you're gonna have a crimping tool right here, or the jaws, and let's go ahead and pull them out, which is gonna be this set right there. Now these jaws are going to be meant for 1.25 inch or larger pipe. So with these right here, you're going to go ahead and put it around the fitting, and once you put it around the fitting, you're gonna grab these jaws and go ahead and lock them on there right there. And of course the crimping tool is going to do its crimping thing, and it's gonna go ahead and crimp it down. Now let's go ahead and pull out some items right here, which we'll go ahead and do some 3/4. Now keep in mind, these are just the jaws. The jaws by themselves from 1/2 to 2-inch are gonna set you back a whopping $2,423.13 on Amazon. So keep that in mind. Again, it's not cheap. It's going to be a hefty price, but again, it's gonna make your job much easier and faster, and it's gonna let you earn more income much faster. So let's go ahead and pull this to the side. Now, of course, the whole system runs on a Ridgid pressing tool. Of course, this is the RP340. We won't get much into it. They have a newer model, which is the RP350. But again, guys, we're going to go ahead and connect the jaw, which is going to be 3/4 right here. And of course, you just crimp it down. You go ahead and push the button, and you make sure it's good. And then you press the button. And once you hear that lock, you go ahead and come off, and that should have crimped it. But let's go ahead and give you a demonstration. That way you know what you're getting into. Okay, guys, so this is going to be a Ridgid Mega Press fitting right here. Now, also, guys, you're going to see a yellow dot. Let's see if we could zoom into it. The yellow dot is going to indicate that it's an HNBR seal element. Now that's going to be meant for gas and of course oils and other fuels that you could use it for, because that O-ring is going to be able to withstand that. Now, if you want to use it for potable water, that's going to be an EPDM ring, and of course you're going to notice that it's going to be a green dot on the fitting. Now if it's a green dot, it's meant for potable waters, and other than that, it's not recommended for gas because it's not going to keep the same seal as it would, and the O-ring might be eaten up with the water. I'm not saying that it won't work, but it's probably not going to be meant for that situation. Now, the last one that you're going to be able to find is going to be a white dot, and that's going to be the FKM, and that's going to be meant for industrial application. So if you're using it for a fire system or chill water, something like that, hydronics water, anything like that, it's meant for chemicals, so you can use it, and it's going to be a little bit cheaper on that part. Now, of course, guys, there's a bunch of things that you got to do before you set it. Now, it's not going to be the same as threading. You're saving time, but of course, this is the fitting right here, and of course we went ahead and brought out a piece of pipe. Now what I did, I ended up cutting a piece of black iron pipe, which is going to be 3/4 regular schedule 40, nothing too crazy on there. And of course you cleaned it up and removed the burrs from there. Make sure you have a 90-degree. After that, you go ahead and you mark where it's going to go, which, as you can see, the red Sharpie, I already marked it, and that's the furthest it's going to go. Now, Ridgid does sell a special tool, which is going to be for the prepping, and that's going to be this baby right here. Now, this is going to be the Ridgid pipe prepping tool, which is going to be model number 37993 tool. And of course, this one's going to go from half to 1 inch, as you could see. And of course, it's from Ridgid. Now, if you look inside, there's going to be multiple items inside that we got going on. So the first one's going to be a reamer on the very far back, which you could see it's like a cone, and it has a bunch of rollers, and those rollers are going to make sure that all these burrs get rid of. Now, once you push it out to the back, you're going to have some Velcro on here, which let me see if I could pull out. And of course, you're gonna have some Brillo pad or some strong pads right there, that way it could sand down up to the area, and it's only gonna go so far. Now, you do attach this to a drill, and once you attach it, you put it in all the way, it's gonna remove the burrs. And once it removes the burrs, you go out ahead and pull it further back. And that, if you could see inside, let me see if I could get a better picture. The pad's only gonna go as far as those marks are, that way you could clean up for that ring and you don't cut that ring as soon as you insert the pipe. So once you have that set, they have another set that is gonna be the Ridgid 37988, and that one's gonna go from 1.25 inch to 2 inch if you're doing larger pipes. So once you have all that set, you go ahead and install the pipe, and of course you grab your Ridgid tool, you go ahead and bring it over here, that way you could see it. And then once you have it in, you line it up, you open up the jaws, make sure it's lined up. And when you make sure it's lined up, you got to make sure that it's in the correct spot. And that's going to be lined up with this section right here. Let me see if my camera focuses on there. If you could see right there, we're lined up all the way. And once you're lined up all the way, you make sure that the red lines are coming through out. Let me see if I could get this baby to turn around the other way. And if you see inside right there, the red dot is lined out. Once you have it pressed in, all you do is go ahead and press it down. And there you have it. Once you make that click, that seal was made. And there you go. No more threading or anything. You go ahead and you have it set right there. Now, once you have it set, you're going to be able to see some lines right there. That way you know you went ahead and crimp it. It's not going to turn or anything. You're set on there. And then once you're done with all your crimps, you go ahead and you put your system to test. Make sure there isn't any leaks. And that's it, guys. No threading, no oil, nothing crazy. You're good to go. So this is the very fun part about this system, and which makes your job a whole lot easier. So if you're running gas, a bunch of black iron, you will definitely save some time on there. If you're running CSST, then that's a different story. You're inside the house. But if you want to be outside and protected from the elements, this is probably going to be your best bet. Make sure you paint it, that way you don't get any burns from the elements as far as a UV light. So with that being said, guys, that's going to conclude our video. Let me know in the comments below what kind of systems you have or would like to show. Now, if y'all want to look at the ProPress system in the future, or if you want me to look at the ProFlow system, please let me know in the comments. As always, guys, thank y'all for the support, and thanks for watching. One tool a week, guys.